Today, we're diving into a controversial topic, the kind that makes people shift in their seats and maybe whisper a silent, "Oh boy, here we go." We're talking about women's rights, but not in the way you might think. While we all, hopefully, agree that the sexes have different biological needs and wants, and there is no such thing, a true equality, what if the fight for those rights, the way we see it playing out today, is actually a cover story for something far more sinister? Now, before you write me off as just another conspiracy theorist yelling at pigeons, hear me out. We're going to peel back the layers of this seemingly untouchable issue and ask some uncomfortable questions because, and let's be honest, when it comes to complex societal shifts, there are always winners and losers. The question is, who is benefiting most from the current state of the fight for women's rights? Buckle up, because we're about to go down a rabbit hole, and I can assure you there are no conveniently placed black mirrors down here, just cold, hard truths. We're told that an empowered woman is a woman who buys, and boy, have we bought into that idea. The second the women's liberation movement started gaining traction, corporations saw dollar signs, and frankly, who can blame them? You've got an entire demographic suddenly told they deserve it all, that their worth is tied to their purchasing power. It's the classic treat-yourself mentality, but on a societal scale. And before you know it, we've gone from burning bras to maxing out credit cards on shoes we don't need and spa days we can't afford. All in the name of feminism. But here's the kicker. While we're busy racking up debt in the name of empowerment, the real beneficiaries aren't women. They're the corporations who've successfully hijacked a movement and turned it into a marketing goldmine.
Let's face it, nothing screams progress like a mountain of legal paperwork, am I right? The fight for women's rights has become synonymous with legal battles, policies, and regulations, all designed to ensure equality. And while the intentions might be noble, the unintended consequence is a system where everyone involved, except maybe the average woman, seems to be getting rich. Think about it. Every lawsuit, every custody battle, every restraining order generates fees, billable hours, and court costs. It's an industry built on conflict, and unfortunately, the fight for women's rights has provided plenty of fuel for that fire. So, we're left with a system where justice is for sale, and the pursuit of equality has become a lucrative business opportunity for lawyers, expert witnesses, and anyone else who can slap a price tag on the fight for fairness.
Chapter 3. The Price of Liberation, Sexual Freedom, or Societal Decay. Now, this is where things get really dicey. The sexual revolution, often touted as a triumph of women's liberation, promised freedom, exploration, and the right to say yes to pleasure. But has this newfound freedom come at a cost? We've gone from a society where sex was, for better or worse, a sacred act, to one where it's as casual as ordering takeout. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with enjoying your sexuality, it's worth asking if this hypersexualized culture is truly empowering women, or simply exploiting them in new and insidious ways. Because let's be honest, the objectification and commodification of women's bodies haven't disappeared, they've simply evolved. And in this brave new world of hookup culture and online dating, it's often women who are left feeling used, devalued, and ultimately more alone than ever.
Chapter 4. The Forgotten Casualties Children, Paying the Price. In our laser focus on women's rights, have we overlooked the most vulnerable members of society, children? Because while we're busy dismantling traditional family structures in the name of progress, who is really suffering the consequences? Single-parent households, often headed by mothers, are on the rise, and with that comes increased poverty, crime, and a generation of children growing up without fathers. And let's not forget the booming industry of child psychology, medicating children for disorders that might be better explained by the breakdown of the family unit. It's a vicious cycle. We tell women they don't need men, that they can have it all, but the reality is far more complicated. And it's the children, caught in the crossfire of this ideological battleground, who are paying the ultimate price.
Chapter 5. The Tyranny of Tears, when logic takes a back seat. We're told to believe all women, to prioritize feelings over facts, and to silence any dissenting opinions as misogyny. But what happens when emotion trumps logic in our pursuit of justice? We've created a culture where accusations are treated as evidence, where due process is seen as an obstacle, and where men are often demonized. before they've even had a chance to defend themselves. This isn't about equality. It's about power and the weaponization of emotion to silence dissent and shut down any critical thinking. And in this climate of fear and censorship, are we really achieving true equality, or are we simply replacing one form of oppression with another?
The conversation doesn't end here. Look, I'm not saying people shouldn't be treated with respect, not by a long shot. But what I am saying is that we need to be honest about the potential downsides, the unintended consequences of this movement. Because if we truly care about equality, about creating a better world for everyone, we can't afford to shy away from difficult conversations. Whether you agree or disagree with the points raised today, it's crucial to question and understand the deeper implications of the movements we support. Blind allegiance to any ideology, however well-intentioned, can lead us down a dangerous path. Stay informed, stay critical, and always seek the truth, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Because the moment we stop questioning, the moment we accept things at face value, is the moment we surrender our ability to think for ourselves. Check out my next video, Turning Up the Pressure with the True Purpose of a Woman. Until next time.